Well, it is about the 1st of November when I'm filming this. It's actually October 30th, I think. We're coming up on Thanksgiving in the United States, and Thanksgiving means that we're going to be cooking a turkey. And I have an 18-pound turkey here that I'm going to be cooking for my family, but it's still frozen. I want to demonstrate how I'm going to cook this turkey because it has been probably the best way I have ever fixed a turkey for my family. But obviously I can't actually do that with the turkey. So I'm going to do that with a Cornish hen. The principles are all the same. The timing is the only thing that's different. So we'll talk about that as we go along. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get this opened up here. I don't know how the best way to do this is. There'll be a couple of times on here I will probably show you that I'm washing my hands as we go along because I am handling poultry and all that kind of stuff. But you're just going to have to trust me that some of the hand washing I'm doing has been edited out of the video. I get complaints about this a lot. And so we'll kind of go from there. So let me get all of this done. I don't think there's anything inside here. No. Okay. So I'm going to wash this off just a little bit just to get a little bit cleaner. And then I'll clean this cutting board here in a little while as well. But this is typically what we see when we are looking to cook a turkey. We like to cook it with the breast side up. We like to cook it whole because that's too much water, so we go all over my shirt. Because it looks really nice when we put it on the table. But most of us, once we've let the family see it, most of us just go ahead and carve it up and it's gone. And what I have found is that this works so much better. It cooks so much juicier if I go ahead and do what they call a spatchcock cooking. So if this were my turkey, I have the oven set at 425 pounds. I've got an 18-pound turkey. Cooking it spatchcocked would take about 2 hours roughly. You want to make sure that the thickest part of the thigh and the part of the breast closest to the bone, you want to make sure that's around 165, the thigh at least 165, to make sure that it's cooked all the way through. So this is actually the breast here. I had it upside down, sorry. So this is the way that we would normally cook it. I am not going to do that. I am going to take out this backbone here, and I'm going to do that the easiest way is with these scissors, which I will also wash here just shortly. Now, this is much easier to do on a Cornish hen than it is on a turkey. But the process is the same. So if you want to save this to put into a broth or something, you can do that. I'm probably just going to throw that away for me, but I'll put it here for now. And to cook it spatchcocked, one of the things that you'll want to do is break that breastbone. I think you heard that. And that allows the turkey to sit down really, really evenly. So now instead of this big ball that you're trying to cook, you have something that's evened out. Now for the turkey, I would put it in the oven for about 2 hours for an 18-pound turkey. You can look up timing for you yourself. For this, for a Cornish hen, it's roughly about 30 minutes. So I'm going to put a lot of this stuff in here where I can wash it, but what I want to do is get this onto a cooking pan. And the thing that you'll want to do here is you will want to sort of tuck these tips of these wings in, and I think I can do that underneath here. If you can't get them tucked in, wrap them in some foil. You don't want them to burn, but we do want them to kind of be out of the main heat. So there is that. Let me just wash my hands again before I get the seasoning. You know, I want to make sure that all the comments are positive as much as possible. And I won't video cleaning up all the stuff in the sink here in a minute. So one of the things that I do is I like to put butter on my turkey. I don't know that I'm going to put all of that butter on this, but we might wind up. And, you know, there's no easy way to do this except to just get your hands dirty. So I'm just going to kind of rub it around a little bit so that it covers parts of the turkey here. Some people put it up underneath the skin. You could do that as well. I have done that in the past. The other thing that I've done is when I have cooked a turkey whole so that it looks like the traditional Rockwell painting Thanksgiving turkey, I've put a green apple inside it because I really like the flavor that adds to the broth. And then I'm just going to put a little seasoning on it, not a whole lot. I don't go for the whole thing about thyme and oregano and all that. You can if you want. You season it any way you want to. I've got some Redmond salt here. We'll just salt it up good. I've got some coarse black pepper. I don't even know if I've opened this yet or not. Yep, looks like I have. I like the coarse pepper better than the finely powdered pepper, but that's just a personal taste. And then if you wanted to put, you know, the traditional kinds of Thanksgiving seasonings on here, you could. But I'm going to put this in the oven as it is. And we're going to, let me turn this over here so that both legs are kind of facing the same way. There we go. And we'll be back in about 30 minutes. All right, you can hear that my little buzzer's going off. I had the timer set for 30 minutes at 425 degrees. Now, I'll be the first to admit it would have been better if I had put some foil in this pan because then it would, would be so much easier to clean up. But, you know, that's okay. So let's see if I can get this sort of halfway straight on the video here. Now, the big question is, if I go into the thigh, what's the temperature in the thigh? I'm looking for a minimum of 165 degrees. So there's the thigh. I'm actually at 177 degrees. And then if I go into the breast, I'm at 161 degrees, which is perfect. So, now, again, you're not going to put this out for people to see like this. You're going to cut this before, more than likely, you're going to cut it before everybody sees the turkey because you didn't make it to be beautiful on the table. But if it's not brown enough, if you think that you want it more brown than this, you can put it under the broiler for a couple of minutes, but I don't know. Let's see if I can get my microphone down here. The skin is still Okay, got my magnet back. The skin is pretty crispy. As it is, it may not be as brown as you're used to, but you can see the breast part of the turkey is still pretty brown. So again, 30 minutes for the Cornish hen, 425 degrees, about 2 hours for an 18-pound turkey. And we're just going to cut into this a little bit so you can kind of see it's still pretty hot. But one of the things to tell if it's done is, will the leg just rip off? And the leg does just rip off. So you can see that pretty close there. And again, I tucked the wings up under here so that these pieces on the end here wouldn't get burnt to a crisp. I could have pulled that out for the last few minutes, but I didn't. You get a fork here. I think that would be better to do what I'm trying to do. So if I just cut down through the breastbone, where I can sort of cut into this a little bit. It's almost impossible to cut on this rack. I am absolutely butchering this poor Cornish hen. But it is nice and done. It's nice and hot. I don't know that I'm going to be able to eat this, but we're going to try it. Not as hot in my mouth as it was coming off this. This is the perfect way to cook a turkey for Thanksgiving. It cooks evenly across. It didn't lose a lot of juice in the bottom of the pan because the juices just stay inside the turkey. If I had cooked this as a butterball, a round turkey, I would have had juices flowing everywhere down here because it's all coming out of the turkey. This will keep it all inside and make it really nice and moist, and I think your family will truly enjoy it. For me, this is lunch today, so we'll see you next time.